Good morning. Walking through the pygmy forest across the road after we had a great rain yesterday. It was so nice. They now call it atmospheric rivers, but they used to call it just rainstorms, which was a little less dramatic sounding. And I've been thinking a lot about the torus field and what makes up the torus field, and just the nature of this realm we live in. And it's really interesting because everything is a polarity of itself. Everything has a polarity. Like in our bodies, if I take one of my pendulums and measure my right hand, it will go spin clockwise. If I measure my left hand, it spins counterclockwise. And same with all the fingers. Thumb is clockwise, pointer is counterclockwise, and so on and so forth. In biogeometry, they teach you, and this is an old belief and practice from the ancient times, that before you step across a threshold into a building, you would say a blessing, and you step with your right foot, because your right foot is blessing, and then your left foot is clearing. So we have all these ways in our bodies and ways of moving that can work with clearing and keeping things high vibrational. Some cool things about the torus field that I've learned lately, and they kind of blew my mind, is this everything coming from the one. The one is the center of all creation, which is the center of the torus field. And the torus field creates, because it's a splitting of the one into two or more. So it splits from this central core channel, like if you imagine the MasterCard symbol. It makes circles, and then it creates a center between the two circles. And that center is called the Vesica Pisces. And the Vesica Pisces is a way to clear energy. In biogeometry, you could take your finger and aim at things if they feel weird or impregnated with energy. You can kind of aim them and take your finger and make the half circle, and they cross at the top and the bottom. And that will clear the energy. And the Vesica Pisces in religious texts and images represents, that's where the like deity or the god or the virgin would go in the center of that, and that represents the oneness that splits into many realities. So it's just kind of fascinating if you think about it. If you think about also the dark mother, the Black Mother, the great Madonna, that's worshipped all over the world. She represents that torus field, the inner core of the torus field, the core or the tor. So this gets into also etymology, the root meaning of words, and the tor represents the center, which is also like the core. So if you think of an apple, the apple represents the torus field. because it has a core, and then it has this round circles, like if you were to draw on a half of an apple, you could see these circles that come together and make the core. So it's fascinating. And in Spanish, the apple is called manzana. Manzana, it has man in it. Man, which is, sorry, I'm eating huckleberries. They're everywhere. They're so good. Which has man in it. So it's like we have a torus field, and in the center of the torus field is all the energy centers, the chakras. These energy centers, if you work with them and clear them and keep them active, they're really not for storing energy, they're for moving energy. So there are all these techniques to activate and clear your chakras, and we do that so you have this centered, your center is centered, so you don't have stuck energy, because we're really meant to be pulling energy from the earth and the heavens and mixing it within ourselves and letting it flow out. And it's like a constant flow. So if you're in the flow, you are actually moving energy through you and using that torus field to move energy. And if your energy is stuck, your torus field may not be as strong, so it may be more permeable to lower energies. And yeah, it's super interesting because everything has a torus field, so we're always coming into contact with other fields, other torus fields. So if you have a kind of a weakened torus field, maybe through illness or other things that weaken the field, maybe an intense ancestral history that hasn't been dealt with, a lot of mental activity, or you don't move that much. Movement is always very clearing. Walking, stepping with the right and then the left, it's like amazing what it does for the body. Lifting both the arms up in the air and saying "whoo" will clear the body of electric, and if you clear the upper parts of the body, you'll clear the lower parts of the body. There's many different techniques through, like, some of these ancient cultures. They've learned a lot, and they've worked with how to move the energy. I like the Castaneda tensegrity exercises that kind of pull energy in and bring it up through the body. But that's what meditation is for. But it doesn't have to look like meditation. It can be other ways. But it's good to be aware of our energy fields, and also be aware of other energy fields, so we can keep ourselves clear of harmful energies and keep our energy fields vibrating high. In the torus field, there's the issue of the past, present, future. That's all one thing. So it's all in the torus field, past, present, future. So that's why you do the work on the past and the ancestry, because sometimes we've allowed ancestors to come in and support us, but maybe they're not the best. They don't necessarily, like, maybe they're wounded, and the way they're supporting us is actually, when we're triggered, they come in and we allow them to come in and they fuel our fire. So there's many things to think about when it comes to working with the torus field, and keeping it in a high vibrational state. Have a good day.